Hi, Jennifer Witt here with the Witt Law Group, talking about criminal history today. Oftentimes attorneys, criminal defense attorneys will, in the interview process of a new client, say, do you have any history? Or do you have any DUI history or criminal history? And it's very important that you share everything that could be related to criminal history, particularly arrest history, not just conviction history, but arrest history as well, and your juvenile history if you have any. A lot of people think, well, it's so long ago and I vacated that, or it's sealed, or they have some other reason. Believe me, the prosecutor still sees it. They will see it as superior court history, and they will know that when your attorney says, oh, John Smith is squeaky clean, he's never had anything but a traffic ticket, well, you aren't squeaky clean. Now, granted, what happens as a juvenile is weighed a bit differently, but if you were 14 and on a little theft spree for a year, and then at 20 get a new arrest, we can't really pretend it didn't happen at 14, but maybe you can share, hey, that's when, I lost a parent, passed away, or my parents were going through a divorce, and we can maybe help put something in context. It's very important you understand it isn't a defense to what you're being charged with, but again, it kind of allows your attorney to say, this is not a person who wants to be a frequent flyer in the criminal justice system. This is a one-off as an adult. And the things that happened as a juvenile were, again, some trauma going on at the time. And even if that's not the case, again, share it. Because if you ask an attorney, hey, so what do you think will happen? Am I going to jail? Am I going to get convicted? And that's the question people most often ask. You're not getting an honest answer because you haven't given honest information. So if you haven't shared everything, the answer that you're getting, even if you like it, is probably not accurate. So you're doing a disservice to yourself. So on top of sharing all of that criminal history, arrest history, conviction history, I want you to understand that that's not the only kind of history you should share. If you have had law enforcement come to your home multiple times, or even just once, tell your attorney that, because protection orders, restraining orders from family law cases, all of that will be in a file as well. Your history will be there, particularly on assault cases. So don't think, well, nothing came of it. They came to my house. Sure, they came, last year 3 times, but nothing happened and it wasn't my fault. Well, prosecutors don't like to see law enforcement spending their time at the same home over and over. So we need to know that. We need to know if they visit your home regularly. We need to know if your name is on a protection order or a restraining order. We need to know that. We need to know and get ahead of that, present you in a certain way, and put that in context. So make sure you share that. Additionally, probably most importantly, for those of you who are facing a DUI charge or a physical control charge, every bit of history matters as it relates to your driving. Do not filter out cases that you think, well, that was 20 years ago. Oh, well, it's not a DUI because I pled to a neg 1, or it was reduced to a reckless. It actually all counts. And people say, well, it's 20 years ago. Who cares? It counts. If it happened within 7 years, you're looking at mandatory minimum. So your jail time in the state of Washington, the judge can't sentence you to less than the mandatory minimum. So we really need to know. When you're saying, oh, how do you think this will go? And then a week or 2 later, discovery comes and we find out, yikes, we told you you weren't going to jail. You didn't tell us that 15 years ago, you had 2 DUIs. You didn't tell us 6 years ago you had a DUI where you used your deferred prosecution, and that is used up now. All of those things massively change the outcome of a case for you. So do not, and I don't mean to say people hide it. They genuinely think it's history. Why is that relevant? It is enormously relevant in a criminal case. And in some cases, it's it is 100% the difference between you're going to jail for a very long time or you're not going to jail at all. So don't minimize your history. Again, obviously conviction data we're going to find out, but arrest history, visits from law enforcement, juvenile history, cases that you think were, even if you say, oh gee, arrest data was expunged, conviction data was vacated, believe me, a prosecutor has that and it is relevant to them. Even if they are not technically supposed to use it for sentencing purposes, it's relevant. So make sure anything to do with your history, even throw out traffic tickets, because now in the state of Washington, 3 tickets in 1 year means your license will be, moving violations means your license will be suspended. So even that, share that, because we may think, weird, your license is suspended and yet we haven't processed the DUI case, and lo and behold, you had 3 tickets you didn't tell us about. So everything's on the table on history. So when someone says, tell us your criminal history, say, hold on here, how much do you want to know? Share it all. So if you're not with our firm, where we're going to kind of dig into it, make sure you share all of your history so that you get an accurate representation as to what your future looks like and what the prospects are for resolving your case. So I hope that's helpful. And if you found it helpful, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.